Sorry, guys. We're good now. Just a little bit of technical difficulty. So we are playing the Cat 4 Yuna deck here. It is a mirror setup. So let me just catch up here. Looks like we've played the Yuna Freya. We're right now looking for which experts we want to, or which card we want to take. Likely the Tyro, right? That gives us another search. It looks like Kilmeny also played Yuna Freya, and I'm gonna assume that he chose the Thornton or the Tyro to search the Yuna, perhaps something like that probably happened, and then used it to immediately pay for the Yuna. Could be wrong, but yeah, sorry for the technical difficulties. But they are sorted now. I think you guys should be able to hear me just fine. And we will see how this mirror shapes up. Like I said, there are some differences in the deck list. I know that DaeHarvey has the Cagnazo. He has more Miwas. We're going to see the Rosa come down here, which likely means we're going to see the Earth Cecil. Yeah, that's what we've seen all day so far. All right, so yeah, nothing surprising here. We're just gonna see the Cecil come down to Seador. We're gonna start. Well, actually, no, we don't have a Yuna yet on DaeHarvey's side. Yeah, that is an important piece. We have enough forwards on the field, but we don't have the Yuna. We're looking at the limit break again for potentially. I mean, it would be overpaying for a Leo. Um, no, the Leo. Oh, yeah, he's one more Leo. He pitched the Titus in the Leo, so we do have that option. Or are we thinking how many cards are in hand? 4 cards in hand. Yeah, no, that would be overpaying for a Leo. Just hoping that we draw. No, that doesn't make sense. Um, yeah, I don't know why he was checking the limit break there. All right, so we're gonna pitch the Cecil for the win Cecil, which I imagine that Kilmeny is going to do in the next turn. So we're going to see the exact same play here. So yeah, we're just gonna search for the hooded man probably. It's a lot. It's a lot of brain power going into this matchup. I want to make sure that all of the yeah, it looks like the Porum is an option, but we can see that we're really it's gonna be the Porum here. But I don't think he's convinced. I think he's unsure. But it's yeah. In the end, it's gonna be the Porum that we're gonna take here. Um, that does give us that gives the DaeHarvey the opportunity to begin blanking things as they come in ahead of Kilmeny, despite not being able to actually make use of Yuna. So we are going to see the Leo in the end. I think he's So he is ditch the Cagnotha for the Leo, and gonna probably get rid of the Emperor. Yeah, get rid of the Emperor. Draw. Did we top deck the Yuna off this draw? Doesn't look like it. Oh, okay. So. Okay, yeah, because the Rosa is there hidden underneath the Leo, we can pay the Cat 4 cost with any card. So first I thought, how's he paid Earth for water? But yeah, the Rosa is on the field. So yeah, DaeHarvey is pretty much set here. Other than the fact that he does not have the Yuna. Kilmeny's board looks a lot less ready, but he does have the motor already on the field. So kind of two reverse situations here. Okay, I think I see I missed the damage. Come in from Kilmeny. So Kilmeny ditched the Titus as well and the Noctis. So we won't be seeing the Noctis revive anything from bringing anything back from the break zone. And we won't be seeing a Titus at any point from either player. Though likely in this matchup, I don't think it's the most valuable. So we're gonna pay 6 here. So we're gonna hard cast the Wind Cecil. That doesn't leave me with a lot of confidence for Kilmeny right now. It is gonna be hard to. Okay, so we're gonna free cast the Sailor. And we're gonna pass turn here. If we top deck the Yuna, I think that changes a lot here. It would be an immediate play, surely. So I don't think we did. We're looking at the limit break again. If he were to do, okay, never mind. We did top deck the Yuna. Facial expression from DaeHarvey left me doubting that. Fake out, check the limit break, and yeah. So now DaeHarvey is ready to begin. He's gonna pass turn. Now we're going to dull, freeze, respond to whatever happens here. I don't think there is an answer from the draw to the board state. Yeah, so we're just remembering that we add the counter to the Porum. Yeah, Zell, I agree with you. Having to hardcast that for 6 and get rid of Shinra and Miwa in case we lose the Yunas. So now we're going to duel. Okay, so trying to figure out what's happening here. Are we taxing? Are we taxing the Sayador? Okay, taxing the Cecil also. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, so if we do tax again, that will leave Kilmeny without a hand, but leaves DaeHarvey open for an attack. Okay, so instead, I think we're going to so instead we're gonna duel the Yuna and the Luna Freya. Yeah, and then pass turn. Okay, yeah, it's hard to see. It's hard to tell what's being taxed and what's being used, right? Because the Yuna is doing both of them. Okay, so we're okay. We're gonna change who we're gonna use to freeze. I believe we're freezing the Unifreya here. Yeah, so we're freezing the Unifreya. Which I think means that we have some reactivation coming. No? Okay, we're gonna pass turn here. So this does currently leave Kilmeny with just one unit activation that can be used. Looking at the limit break here, might be looking for the Leo. Or perhaps the Leonora. Quite an expensive Leonora. And directly from the hand, but it is an option. So it's a bit of a standstill here with both players looking to duel and tax each action that's going to come from the other player. So it's a matter of who can tax the most. Yeah, just struggling here to see what's in Kilmeny's hand and what's in DaeHarvey's hand. That could influence how this might develop. This is definitely a psychological matchup. This is going to be, who can figure out which method is going to work the best. Yeah, good time to take a nap, right? Yeah, it's similar to the Warrior of Light matchup that we had yesterday on stream. That was a tough one to cast as well. There wasn't really much for me to say other than Refia is going to spin. Refia is going to draw a card. The other Refia is also going to spin, and the other Refia is going to draw a card. So this is kind of the same, but it's more that I have to wait or we have to wait until we see something happen, and then we can talk about it. But in the end, it's going to be the same. That we're taxing that, and I'm not going to pay it, or we're going to pay it. I think in this case, the obvious thing is that DaeHarvey's board state is already accelerated. He's already got more resources that he can use to tax Kilmeny, and there really isn't a catch-up in this deck. There's not a board wipe. There's not a duel all free. There's nothing really. I think once it gets to this point of the game, as long as you just control it, it's over. And like this is something that I mentioned yesterday and earlier today is, at least with a deck like Chaos Arc, you're gonna lose and you'll lose fairly quickly. With this one, like the game is over really early and you just have to keep playing the game, or really not playing the game. You kind of just have to sit there and yeah, wait and think. Think about what opportunity do you have to sneak in something, wait for a misplay. We're going to Aerith the Yuna. There's no way for him to tax the Aerith. Auto ability. There's no way. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 forwards on the field. I think this one is over. It's going to come down to the dice rolls and the top decks. Who has the best opening hand? Maybe game 2 or 3 we might see a Palom. DaeHarvey has 2 Paloms. Jordy has 2 Paloms as well. You could see some damage coming in. I'm forgetting that counter. So okay, we're gonna pass turn here with all forwards activated. There is a Palom in hand. No, it's not a Palom. It's a Yustola. There's a Yustola there. The discard to cancel an auto ability. Or something. No, we're gonna scoop here. Yeah, that one looked a little bit out of reach there. So the first game goes to DaeHarvey. Basically, just set the Yuna faster. Well, not actually didn't set the Yuna faster, but he set the board faster, which allowed him to then make use of the Yuna that he top decked. So yeah, Kilmeny was able to have the Yuna on board first, but wasn't able to make use of her. So we're 0-1 right now for DaeHarvey. Yeah, I think you're right there, Mark. It is, if you've got an Exodia, nothing much you can do there. I don't know too much about this mirror. If it's anything like Wall, it's whoever gets set first. I suppose it's the same here. I don't know if there's any catch up from either Yuna deck once the other one starts rolling. There's no removal. It's just if you make a mistake by taxing the wrong thing, I suppose that's it. You either tax, overtax, or you overpay, thinking you can get something done, and then a Miwa comes in and you don't get it done, and now you've wasted your whole hand, or maybe just a well-timed Asura. I'm trying to think so Kilmeny only has 3 Miwas for reactivation from hand, whereas DaeHarvey has 3 Miwas and 2 Asuras. He also has a Mog. He has 2 Mog 6s, which could stop a search for the Yuna or a search for the Cecil. So I think DaeHarvey's deck has a little bit more reach for the mirror. Kilmeny has 2 Warrior of Lights, the multicolor Warrior of Lights, which is also a good way to potentially deal with these 5k or less forwards. But based on what we just saw and based on the deck lists, I'm inclined to think that DaeHarvey has the slight potential he has more opportunity for us more of a surprise play. I think Kilmeny's deck is a lot more televised, I guess. But yeah, maybe I'll eat my words here. Let's see how this develops. Looks like Kilmeny's got a Thornton there, so already able to search out what he needs if he wants to pay 6 this turn. And looks like we've got a Tyro, so basically, again, another way to search out what he needs. Paying 6 as well on turn 1. So both players sitting with the backup they need to search their next part of the motor. Yeah, so we'll see if maybe the search target is what separates. Okay, so we're not going to actually. Okay, so we're going to search with Merrill instead, which makes sense. We have it in hand. We do discard the Thornton and the Tyro, which makes me believe that Kilmeny has the rest of the pieces of the puzzle. Because potentially curving into one of those to search out whatever he's missing would make sense as well. So, okay, we've top decked the Yuna. So we don't need to search the Yuna. We think that's a Rosa in hand as well. There's an Asura in hand, which we're going to get rid of here to play Sid. Okay, so playing Sid to search out the Rosa. So there was no Rosa in hand, or if there was, we're going to use it. That wouldn't make sense. We're not going to use it to pay. Okay, so we're going to pay with, okay, with Seador that I saw in hand. Similar kind of corner art there. Yeah, so here it begins. We take the damage. It is another Earth Cecil rather than an X-Burst. So that is in the realm, in the landscape of a Yuna deck, bad luck. If you can self damage and it's a Tyro or a Thornton or a Sid or whatever, it gives you another resource for the economy. And we're gonna duel 2 Category 4 forwards to bring back the Seador. And again, the Yuna is in hand, so I imagine we're gonna see the Yuna here to freeze the Marrow backup. Unless for whatever reason we're a bit nervous. Oh, okay, so we're not gonna play the Yuna. We are gonna wait. Looks like we've top decked a Hooded Man and Earth Cecil. So if he didn't have... So if he didn't have what he needed already, he does now. Okay, so we ditched the Wind Cecil for the Earth Cecil. So Kilmeny likes to stack his damage different. He likes to take the damage after everything. Okay, so in reaction to that, I think we're in a big stack at the moment because I don't know why DaeHarvey sacked his Cecil without searching for the Wind Cecil. So I think it's at the bottom of this stack. So we'll be waiting a bit to see that come through. So there is the Palom, which is a way for removal. Okay, now we're going to see the Earth Cecil search. Okay, yeah, all good here. Are we going to see another forward come down? So he didn't play the Yuna, and this probably makes sense why. That he wanted to ditch the Cecil on his opponent's turn to be able to play the other card that he would have used to play the Yuna. Is it must? Okay, so we're gonna play the Yuna. I thought that Cecil had to be a Cat 4 forward. Just anything other than 4. Yeah, it's anything other that's less than 4. Okay, yeah, that's why. Yeah, that makes sense. That's why the Warrior of Light is teched into Kilmeny's deck. So yeah, we get the Yuna for free. Yeah, so the trade-off here was that we didn't get to freeze the backup on last turn, but instead we get the Yuna in for free. And again, DaeHarvey does get set slightly quicker with more forwards on the field than Kilmeny off the bat. Okay, so I think, yeah, that was the damage coming in from the Cecil discard. We're going to see the Porum, and we're going to see the Palom. Okay, so we're going to start racking up counters here. This was something that I mentioned at the beginning of game 2, that a difference here might be the Palom, because it's the only way that we really have for removal in this matchup. Otherwise, whoever sets first is going to just take it away. So this might be a bit of learning from game 1 from Kilmeny, that now he'll be able to at least pick apart some of DaeHarvey's forwards, because right now he does not have the Yuna active. He'll have to top deck it, or top deck a Searcher. So it would have to be the Shinra if he wanted to play it. But let's see what DaeHarvey does, and we'll wait to see how Kilmeny reacts. Yeah, it's not the most exciting matchup. Um, Very psychological one. We can see the Miwa in hand here. So yeah, the hand size difference here I think might play a role. That Miwa will be able to negate the damage from the Palom if the Palom does get off. From the limit break here, we can potentially look for anything we want. Actually, we have enough to pay. We can curve with the backup for any odd numbers, for like the Emperor or Leo. But there's also no, there's no Sid Highwind. Kilmeny has a Sid Highwind in his deck. Although I think with the backups he has now, there's no need. Probably just there just for emergencies. After having two back. Okay, so we are going to see the Luna Freya getting rid of the Titus, and I suppose one Leo. Yeah. Okay, so that keeps the other Leo still in the deck, in the limit break deck for using in the future. We're going to flip, and we got the X Burst from the Hooded Man. Oh, So not a good Luna Freya. Could have been better. Well, actually maybe it was a good Luna Freya because having Hooded Man come in with the reactivation likely going to set him up to deal with any sort of counterattacks. We get to pull back the Earth Cecil, which we'll probably use for just for paying something here. I wonder. So we are going to pay 3. Okay, we're second guessing. We're going to take our time with it. Just making sure we get every single play the way we want. We are okay. We're gonna pay the 3. Yeah, we're gonna switch to Leo. I think we're gonna play the Leo. We're gonna draw a card, give us another body on the field. Probably get rid of the Emperor again. Or the Noctis. Okay, so we've got rid of the Noctis instead of the Emperor this time around. I wonder if he's thinking that he can just have another cheap body in if he needs to with the win back up there. Probably feeling pretty good that there's not any Yunas in the break zone. So that means there are at least 2 more in the deck. So yeah, the Noctis probably makes sense here. We're going to think. We're going to attack with the Seador, and it's going to enter. Okay, it's going to pass. There's a Tyro X-Burst. Okay, so we're going to search the Yuna, I'm sure, because, yeah, don't want to risk the top deck. So that Yuna will be coming in, so we will see a Yuna Cecil, some Yuna Cecil shenanigans here. That Palom is looking pretty spicy. It's going to gain double counters, so we'll be seeing some removal here. But I believe DaeHarvey still has the Miwa in hand to negate any damage coming in. I think he's got Hooded Man, Miwa, and I'd assume another water card to pay the Miwa. Yeah, I think DaeHarvey here is just trying to think about what's going to happen on Kilmeny's next turn. What will the response be, and how does he want to leave his board going into that? We know that that Palom is going to activate, Forum is going to blank something, Yuna is going to come down, and potentially another forward because we'll be able to pay another 2 for something, which would bring us to 6 forwards on Kilmeny's side for additional activations. Or we could see a Leo. Yeah, so we're going to pass turn here. I'm going to be a bit more reactive. Just update damage here. So there's a Seador in hand. We're going to use that to pay the Yuna. And I think maybe we'll see a Leo after this to make it a solid 6 forwards. Okay, so we're gonna duel Cecil and Rosa to bring back Seodor that we just discarded to play the Yuna, and I think DaeHarvey is going to tax that. So it was a smart play here because Kilmeny originally was going to, I think, play the Yuna by dulling the backups, but that would leave him without resources to be able to pay the tax man. So instead, we discard the Seodor, play the Yuna, and then we dull the Cecil and Rosa to bring the Seodor back. This is going to force DaeHarvey to tax, but I don't think he has enough here. I think the Seodor will come in. Okay, so we're gonna, instead of tax, we're gonna dull the twins. I think. Okay, so the Seodor is gonna enter. We're gonna let it all. We're gonna have the stack resolve here. We paid once. I thought. Okay, I thought that DaeHarvey had dulled the twins, but I guess not. So we're still waiting to see if that problem will have an effect. DaeHarvey with a fairly big hand here compared to Kilmeny. It's one card in hand versus 5 cards in hand. Although having that second backup on the field for Kilmeny does give him a way to pay for Yuna-Cats without needing to discard. So I wonder if we start playing the economy game a bit later, if DaeHarvey doesn't think about getting backups on and having to discard from hand. So yeah, here we're gonna honestly, I'm looking at both players right now. They're just intently staring at each other's Yunas, trying to figure out what they're going to do here, how they're going to react. Is there a Miwa? Is there not a Miwa? Is there an Asura? DaeHarvey probably has the way to reactivate twice, I would imagine. I think there's probably an Asura and a Miwa in hand. And again, that is one of the differences between these decks. That played a pretty important role against the Mono Earth deck in the last round. So we're dulling 3 times. To dull the Yuna and the Seodor. So that's one of the dulls. Okay, so this still resolving. So we're paying the tax on the Cecil Auto, I think. So we are going to see the Asura come down. We're going to reactivate the 6 forwards that we have. In response to that, we're going to do 10k to the Yuna. We're just reading the text of the Asura. But that just prevents it from being reduced. So we are going to see the Yuna go. We're still going to get the reactivation. And I think both the twins are at 8k, if I can see the counters correctly. So attacking here, not an option. Gonna drop, okay, so we're gonna go to main phase 2. We're gonna play another unit from hand, which I think that was a slight misplay perhaps in the order that things were carried out. The problem being playing a role again, like I said, the fact that Kilmeny has removal available makes things a bit different from last game. Streeter, I think you're feeling old because time is going really, really, really slow with this matchup. It is a who makes the first misplay mistake. Mark, but Kilmeny top decked God in his last top 8 matchup against Yehosera. He top decked Yuna twice to win the game. So it's potentially karma here. So the other problem is going out. 2 damage. Okay, and I suppose we just tax the damage there. So we have one less set of forwards that we can use to respond to Kilmeny's turn. So here comes the Leo. We're going to draw off that. It's going to give us 2 cards in hand. DaeHarvey cannot pay the Miwa. And yeah, so Mikkel's deck from X Bursts, there is no removal. The only thing that could happen is that you get if he has a water CP in hand, he could potentially search off of a Tyro the Miwa that he needs, or the water he needs to pay for the Miwa. So now we're gonna, that's a pain. So we're gonna search Yuna. So that doesn't help him if there's a Miwa in hand, but it does give him, if he survives all of this, it gives him an opportunity to maybe reset if that Yuna goes out to the Palm. But it looks like this might be game 2 coming to a close here. Both twins going to the, and that's going to be it there. Yeah, so that's going to set us up for a game 3 between these Cat 4 Yuna decks. So we'll reset the damages back to 0. We'll run this back for a final game to decide who is going to play in the World Championship in Japan. I guess it's going to be in December or January or sometime around that time. I think it's likely in December. They haven't announced anything officially yet. So yeah, exciting to see a game 3, but unfortunately it is between 2 decks that take quite a long time to develop and play out against each other. It's not the most interesting matchup to watch, and it's not the most interesting matchup to commentate on, I have to say. But it is what it is. In the current meta, the Yuna-Cat 4 deck is proving to be top tier. No, it's not a pass down. Kilmeny does not have Japan secured. Kilmeny has the European invite, but he does not have the World's invite. Yeah, we do have some pass downs for the European Championship. Those pass downs, I believe, will go to 5th and 6th, if I'm not mistaken. So I believe that will be to, again, I'm not sure, but I think that will be to TCG Poppy and to Mauro, who played the Siren Braska deck. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that's who it goes to. They were, oh no, it's going to go to Squallow. It's going to go to Squallow and to, I don't know, we'll have to see. Yeah, Squallow and Mauro, yeah. But I think Squallow already has a European invite from a local qualifier, if I'm not mistaken. So then it does pass down again to TCG Poppy, who was 3rd in the Swiss. Let me just check Materia Hunter real quick for those results from our local here. I know, okay. Squallow did not win, that's correct. So yeah, it's going to go to Squallow and to Mauro. No, you're correct, Mark. You're correct, Mark. It's going to Squallow and to Mauro. I thought that Squallow had won a local. but he did not. So yeah. Okay, back to game 3 here. We see a Luna Freya come out right off the bat, and there's not a... Okay, there's the there's the Shinra that will let us search the Yuna. If we take it. It looks like we're going to go take the Cecil instead. So means, I suppose, that we have the Yuna. Oh, we don't have the Yuna. But we want to set up the Cecil first. Well, we ditched the Mog. There's the Rosa. We ditched the Pain. There's the Cecil. Okay. So we're going to draw. That was a Miwa, I think. We're going to take the damage. Okay, so we get the other Shinra to search out the Yuna here. So that's amazing. The experts here are paving the way for this to be a very good Exodia start for DaeHarvey. On turn 1 here, we're looking at a Miwa in hand with a Yuna. I guess we're gonna play the Yuna here, right? And pass turn. Yeah. So very interesting setup here. Basically he came out with Exodia. Off that Luna Freya decision was actually a really good choice by taking the Cecil. Had he taken that Shinra looking for the Yuna, we would not have a 4 forward board with the Earth Cecil still yet to be discarded for the Wind Cecil, and then the free play from the hands and the draw. So yeah, let's see what Kilmeny can respond with on his first turn, but it looks like this might be over. We're gonna pay 4 here for the Merrill. We're gonna search out. Let's see if we're gonna freeze it immediately, or we're gonna tax the auto. I guess we're gonna tax the auto here. Yeah, we're gonna make this a very expensive search. We're gonna pay with the Ustola. All right, now okay. So we're gonna drop the. So he chooses not to search. Doesn't pay. Plays the Ustola for the Aerith. And then we're gonna tax the Aerith ability, which is gonna be surely paid for. Yeah, so we're gonna discard the Thornton to pay for it. We're gonna ditch the Cecil. All right, so now we're gonna look for Cat 4. We're gonna draw. If he can play it immediately, we will tax again the Aerith, which will likely have to be paid for. That Aerith being on the field though does give Kilmeny a chance to come back if depending on what this draw is. He did not draw what he needed, I think. Yeah, so that Yuna does not have her abilities right now. Is there a way to get her off? There is not. So we need that Pollen to get rid of the Aerith. Yeah, we can still be aggressive here and attack. So that looks like that's the game plan here. We're gonna attack with 4. Oh well, yeah, because he's gonna have to let this pass. So we're gonna see 3 damage here likely. No X burst coming in there. Goes for the second. Yeah, goes for the second hit. And we pass. No X burst there. 3 damage. Or is it 2 damage? That's 2 damage, sorry. So I think we, well, okay, so yeah, we're gonna see, did we just top deck the Rosa and the Cecil? Yeah, we did. So it's top decking, top decking. We're gonna take the damage, which was the Hooded Man. That Aerith might have been the key here to this matchup, because there's no way to get that Yuna off the field. I think the game plan here is gonna have to be aggroing, unless we can get that. Can Column target its your own forwards? You can target your own forwards. Okay, that might be. Well, we'll just get rid of the Aerith instead. Yeah. So okay, what have I missed? So we've just played. Are we Aerithing the Aerith? I don't think that. Does that do something? I think we're going to consult with the judge here. Yeah, Aerith is a resolved auto ability. So we'll have to see what happens here. We'll go with whatever the judges say, but I do think it is a resolved auto ability. It's not an ability on. It's not a field ability. So this might be a slight misplay. Okay, so I think we're consulting the head judge. Who's okay? He's coming running now. He was outside, yeah. So we have the head judge coming in again. Romain has lots of experience judging Materia Cups and has gone to Japan to help out there. So let's see what they say. Yeah, he says okay. He says it doesn't do anything. Yeah, it's an ability that's already been resolved. Um, so yeah, it's not going to do anything here. Yeah, I think this is it's a slight misplay here. Maybe it's something that you should ask the judge ahead of time or clarify. Is that a resolved ability, or is it a live ability? So yeah, judge still just explaining what happened here. That that ability does not do anything against Aerith because it is a resolved auto ability. Um, no, I think Eureka. I think they're talking about. There's something happening. I mean, the forward already entered the field, so I don't think there's any way to go back. But perhaps choosing a different. We'll just. One second, guys. One of the players has ordered or has asked for a proof of this result. The judge explained to him that it's an ongoing effect, but he's asked for an example. So we are currently looking for that on Twitter. I believe that is what's going on. So yeah, just bear with us while we work through this. Yeah, I understand the reason why at wanting to ask for it. I mean, this does depend on making it to Japan. So yeah. Neil, I will say that DaeHarvey has been playing Yuna for quite a few months. He actually used the Cat 4 deck prior to it becoming super popular. Um, so he has played this deck for quite a long time. Um, yeah, I believe he did win the first local qualifier in Spain with this deck. Uh, so I think it's a situation of just wanting to 100% rather than 99.9% be sure of the ruling, which we can understand. The head judge is now heading over with the example. So now he's going to show them. Mark, he's asked for an example of proof that this happened, uh, as in a ruling, official ruling. Look, I think it's understandable with what's on the line here to just make sure that everything's 100%. I'd understand it if from anyone with any sort of situation like this. Well, yeah, Berserker. He's looking for an example of how it's happened before. So it's just, yeah, something yeah. I mean, you're right. I mean, these things should be a little bit more obvious. We did check the official page first under Erdith's frequently asked questions, right? You know, you can check each card that usually it will give you a ruling or explain how that card works, and when the effects occur or when they don't occur. Um, but yeah, we checked that, and this isn't there. The judge has already said that the in the the ruling is that it's an auto ability that has already been resolved, and I think the idea here is that it's considered an ongoing effect. So if you, I don't know. I think we know the result here, but the player just wanted to make sure. No, Chocobo, I think you're right. I just think it's the situation. I think it's a situation. It's the frustration of having made that mistake at this level. It's the situation of wanting to make sure that 100% that's the case.
Yeah, so I guess they can hear me. So I'm just
Yeah.
tuning in, head judge here. So he didn't know about the interaction. They were not sure about the Arif interaction. He wanted me to give him a proof, a ruling given by Square Enix or Hobby Japan on Twitter regarding the ongoing effect. So I had to show him the Larcacus Twitter ruling that was given with Opus 2 Yuna forward that when she attacks, she makes every character your opponent controls lose abilities. And the ruling does say no, the auto ability was already resolved, the lower Caicus, so the forward will not return. So here the texts are exactly the same on both cards. So he has accepted that it is the case. And I told him that it's a shame he didn't know about the ruling, but the targeting of Eris was done, so it is going to be final, and they're just going to continue the game.
Well, there you guys have it. It's the explanation from the head judge, which I think we can all agree with. Just one of those situations where, you know, you're looking for any sort of out that you could possibly get. Obviously, you would say, "Oh, if I knew, I wouldn't have done it." But I think that's the consequence of needing to know how those interactions go, especially when you're playing a mirror setup against basically yourself. Mark, no, he does not. He does not. Mikhail has 2 Leos, 1 Emperor, 1 Mat, 1 Titus, 1 Noctis, 1 Lunafreya, and 1 Leonora. And we can see that we've already discarded. We've already discarded the Leonora. I believe we discarded the Titus. Or no, maybe this round we haven't discarded the Titus. But I don't think there's enough in the Luna break anyway. After playing this Leo. So Jonic or Jonichi. Basically, it was Aerith onto Aerith. He wanted to cancel the other Aerith so that his Yuna would be free, but that doesn't work because Aerith's ability is already resolved. It's an ongoing effect, but it's not an ability that you can cancel or turn off. And the player just wanted he wanted proof from a previous ruling. Judge was able to find one on a similar situation with a Yuna and a Larkius, so everything's fine. Player is obviously upset with that mistake, but the game does go on. This would prevent Yuna from drawing if he's able to get rid of her. So okay, let's focus in on what's happening now. So we've taken another damage. Sorry, let me update that, and I think we've discarded the Earth Cecil to search for the Wind Cecil, and it's going to give us a draw. I think if the unit comes down here, we can start seeing. Okay, so still no Yuna, I think, perhaps for Kilmeny here. This will give him a shuffle. Perhaps, giving him some better luck. There also might be a Yuna in the hand already. Oh, I don't think so. I don't think there is. I don't think there is a Yuna for Kilmeny. So that's another turn without being able to get her online. I'm paying 4 here. For the Hooded Man. So that's going to give us some reactivations. It's going to pull back. We're going to pull back the Earth Cecil. And we're going to play the Twins. I think that's been in game 2 and 3. Game 2 it was a deciding factor. We're going to duel the Cecil and the Rosa to play the Theodore for free. That's going to activate. Well, at the end of the turn is going to activate Hooded Man. So now, despite not having the Yuna, we have everything we need. So if we do top deck that Yuna, I think we might be looking at GG here, unless we can deal with this Aerith. Chocobo, he does have Lunafreya in the limit break, yes. I don't think he feels pressured at the moment to need to play it. I think he wanted to get all the Twins. He wanted to get all the forwards on. With the current unit, with DaeHarvey's unit locked down, they're basically just equal on the forwards. We might see some combat here, but I mean, I guess you could party attack here and force some damage or force some blockers. I don't know, that Aerith is coming in clutch. Don't think DaeHarvey was thinking about it when he kind of overextended himself a bit, leaving himself without any Yuna interactions. I think Chocobo is referring that with the Luna Freya, Kilmeny can likely search out the Yuna, but he doesn't need the Yuna yet. He needs the twins to be on board to get the counters up. Yeah, I mean it's a really good play knowing that there's not much removal here. So we're gonna play the Hooded Man. That's gonna pull something back from the break zone, which might be the. Don't think there's much in the break zone to take back here that's going to be helpful. We're going to pull the Cecil. If I'm not mistaken, what's left in DaeHarvey's limit break is Matt. Okay, yeah, there we go. There's the commentator curse, however you want to call it. So we do see the Matt. So we are going to attack here. We're gonna see how this resolves. This is gonna enter, so that's gonna be 5 damage. That is a Tyro that's going to search the Yuna, I believe. So it's kind of all or nothing here, I think. We're considering, are we going to take the Yuna? Maybe we're going to take something else. No, I think, oh, we're going to take the Miwa. Oh, okay. Perhaps Kilmeny is channeling his top deck powers here. That Miwa is not going to see play right now on this turn, but it might see play next turn. So you can still attack with 6 forwards here. There might be some party attacks incoming. That puts us up to 5 damage. Both players just doing the mental math at the moment. Okay, so it's going to enter. So we're going to go up to 6 damage here. So we are 1 damage away. Now we're going to have to block. So we are blocking. We do block the Luna Freya with Theodore, which can likely come back next turn. So we have to block here. But do we lose things in the process? Are we risking too much? Do we attack with the Yuna? Oh, yeah, I mean, if we attack with the Yuna, he has to block. That Yuna will die, and we could top deck the Yuna next turn, perhaps. That might have been the play from the... Yeah, force him to 6 damage, attack with the Yuna, force the block, and then play Yuna next turn? Is that the play? I guess you block with Aerith. Yeah, because you have to block with, or you could block with the twins. Well, no, you'd have to block with just Aerith, which would then free up Yuna anyway. Or, oh, you block with Rosa. Yeah, you block with Rosa, I believe. Unless Rosa's been increased. trying to figure out what the thought process here was. Okay, so we're gonna block the party attack. We're gonna get rid of the Rosa here. If we attack with Yuna, it's gonna get rid of the Rosa for sure. Is the idea here has to be to try to kill the Yuna by attacking, right? Are we passing? I don't think you lose anything by attacking with the Yuna, right? Worst case scenario, he blocks with Rosa, and you kill a Rosa. Best case scenario, he kills the Yuna, and now you can play the next Yuna. Yeah, I don't know why we don't attack here. With that Yuna, but well, he passed turn, so if we top deck, oh, we did top deck the Yuna. We top deck the Yuna. Yep. I think that's it. As long as this plays out the right way. Is there another water card to play the Miwa? Think so. There's a Yuna. I think we know that the game is over here. I mean, it's about time we see the Yuna for Kilmeny. We are pretty deep into the deck, so it was a matter of chance. Kilmeny's Aerith is blanking the Yuna, and DaeHarvey's Aerith is blanking nothing, because he tried to blank the Aerith, but you cannot do that. Okay, so we're going to play Theodore from the break zone. Twins are going to gain their counter. And we're going to pass turn here. So I want to see Kilmeny's second card. Is it water? You're right, Juggle. He is stopping the draw card. But I think if Aerith goes, the game's over. He drew wall. Okay, okay. It'd be nice if we had like the glass, like the where, like, you know when you watch poker on TV or whatever, they show the hands through the glass with the camera. That would be nice. All right, so what is the plan here? Doing some calculations. This matchup is mostly just mathematics. Yeah, welcome back, Jada. It's a final for 2 Cat 4 Unidex. Yeah, the interesting thing here was that DaeHarvey was running away with the matchup at the beginning, but Kilmeny responded with an Aerith, to the Yuna, and DaeHarvey had already used all his resources and could not respond to that Aerith. So that Yuna has just been on the field since turn 1. Well, turn 0. DaeHarvey dropped 4 forwards with Yuna on turn 0, which we thought was GG. But this Aerith play has kept Kilmeny in the game and has really put a screw into DaeHarvey's plan here. Yeah, it is Metapod versus Metapod, waiting for us to evolve into the Butterfree, which is the lethal turn. Yeah, turn 1, turn 0. The 13 deck, 2-1 lost to Warrior of Lights in the round of 16. Yeah. He thinks he could have won that matchup, but there were the X-Bursts from Wall that sort of ruined it. But he did get 1 game from Wall, and he felt like it was his worst matchup. So, you know, not too bad, all things considered. If you think it's your worst matchup and you still go 2-1. So top 4, 2 Cat 4 Unidex, 1 Mono Earth, and the Warrior of Light player that beat the Cat 13 deck made it to top 4. So yeah, those players will be taking their Euro spots, and we'll have 2 pass downs. So we've got Squarlow, who was on walls, who lost to the other wall, will be taking the pass down, and Mauro, who was playing Nebraska Siren, will also take the pass down. There you have the man himself in the chat letting you know. Yeah, if I think if that 13 deck had won, he would have gone against another wall. Actually, I think, because I think Antonio went against Squallow afterwards. So after that, though, would have been 2 consecutive Unidex. So. Okay, so we're dulling and freezing, reactivating. This looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, the champion today will get the Grade 2 Worlds qualification. So it's looking like it's gonna be Kilmeny here. We're gonna Leo just to be safe, and then we're going to Emperor just to have another body. I think this is a rough situation to be in. So when you play Yuna, right, you're mostly, you know, you've lost. You're mostly waiting to lose, but it's extra rough when it's a finals and you're watching yourself basically lose your world's invite. No, so JDF, everyone here is getting the Thancred promo. Well, these guys will be taking all the promos. So they'll be taking the Leo, the Lightning, the Thancred, and the Van. But I think, yeah, watching your Japan invitation here just slip away in such a slow way. Yeah, no Axstar. We're one tomorrow. If this were held next, well, basically tomorrow, I believe it would be Axstar. Um, yeah, it really hurts to see the facial expressions and the body language here. But I mean, you're playing Cat 4 Yuna against a Cat 4 Yuna, so you've made other players feel very similar to how you're feeling now, unfortunately. So it's kind of like you get what you take, right? Or you give what you get. So yeah, there's a monster amount of forwards on the field at the moment. This looks like it's going now to 6 damage, and that is game. So that's over. We're gonna give a round of applause for a very well fought final here. GG's. So the Materia Cup was won by Kilmeny. You guys may know as Jordi Costal. He's been to Worlds 2 times, so he'll be making a third appearance. Um, it's a shame for DaeHarvey. He did win game 1 and started game 3 out really strong, but that Aerith was clutch. Uh, and that'll do it for us here. We'll have to see, what happens with Yuna. If she stays in the meta, or if she disappears before the European tournament, or the North American tournament, or Worlds tournament. So yeah, congratulations to everybody who made it to the top 16. Congratulations to everybody who made it to the top 4. They'll be taking home the Materia Cup mats. And congratulations to Kilmeny, who will be getting his invite to Japan.